What up, squad? What's poppin'? Is you ready for another reaction video? Alright, so peep it up. Next, we got K-Dot and SZA. They breaking records, man. They out of this world, bro, and landed in Houston in a spaceship. I'm telling you right now, they are not from Earth. This is crazy, guys. Listen, how do you break the record, then 1 week as a highest selling rap tour, show, whatever you want to call it, then the very next week, you break the record that you just set.
Hey,
how do you set that? Like, that's how it's done. You set a record. 1 week later, you break that record. You break your own record.
Mm-hmm. No limit.
In 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're human. I don't think they're human. This is not humanly like.
Hey.
This is like something like, I mean, we've never seen nothing like this before, guys. You guys are going to definitely want to stay tuned to this video because I'm telling you right now, this gives you like a whole entire synopsis of what's been going on with the madness.
Hey, can't wait to see.
The K-Dot fanatics, the SZA fanatics, all of this.
Mm-hmm.
K-Dot went with SZA and cut the red tape. Ain't no more red tape, man. Ain't no more red lines.
Hey.
We breaking records over here. That being said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. Slap that red button. Ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's get it.
Oh, sick.
I said H-Town. Are we in this motherfucker tonight?
Looks so hype, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, Houston, y'all making K-Dot look like he at home, boy. Y'all looking like y'all over here in Cali with me, bruh. Y'all got K-Dot at Houston looking like it's LA, bruh.
Welcome back to Marcus at Work Media. So the second date of the Kendrick Lamar Grand National Tour have been wrapped, and the numbers have been insane. They've made millions already off the current dates. One was at 100% capacity on a Minneapolis show. The second was at like 98% capacity, and they sold them joints out, right? All the feedback has been good from the fans. Obviously, we got Drake stands on the side with their little 2 cents, but let's get a nice little walkthrough from a fan's perspective.
Oh, and hey, go check out his channel, man. This is Marcus at Work Media. Go check out his channel. This is reaction we're doing today. I should have said that at the beginning because we always give props to him, but the link will be in the description anyway, so y'all can go check it out for yourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Who went to the Houston show on what she thought about her experience.
Yesterday, I went to go see Kendrick and SZA on tour here in Houston. Let me tell you how it went. We got to NRG around 7:30. We wanted to be there around 6:30 or 7, but we live kind of far away from there and traffic was crazy. So the first thing I did was go to the merch stand. I always like to get my merch first because it sells out. I really wanted to get that Airbrush Gloria shirt, but those sold out first. Dope. So I went with letter A and B. I got one for me and one for my husband. Now, the merch that I really wanted was the limited edition Mustard GNX vinyl. I had to go to 2 different merch lines to get this because it's sold out in both.
Wow. So, yo, it was sold out in both. So not only the tickets were sold out, the merch and everything that came with it was sold out.
That's crazy.
K-Dot and SZA is going to have to start writing IOUs. They're going to start selling IOUs and have to mail it to y'all. That's how big this tour is getting. I mean, come on. How do you sell over 9 million? How do you sell over $9 million worth of tickets? And then on top of it, the prices are reasonable. How do you do that?
That's
like
crazy.
That's just insane. This is the biggest shift in the culture we have seen since Wu-Tang, since all of that 90s hip-hop, since NWA, because there was a shift when NWA came in, then there was a shift when Wu-Tang came in. Like, this is like the biggest shift in the culture that we have seen.
That we've been needing.
And we haven't seen it in a long time. It took 2 decades. This is just, yo, I'm telling you, man, this is pandemonium, man.
To be a part of that history.
Be happy to be a witness of this. I'm telling you, this historic moment. This is history.
Yes.
Let's get back into it, man.
I ended up getting it. I was so happy, so I can add it to my Kendrick collection. I already have 2 GNXs, now I have 3. Our seats were in section 106, row E, so we were pretty close to the front. I don't like to get floor tickets because I'm not the tallest, so it's always somebody taller than me in the front.
Yo, if I was with Brittany, I would have had her on my shoulders. Nah, screw that. I want to see it. So, yo, since I got ADHD, I'd be on her shoulders.
You probably would try.
But hold on. Let me see what's going on over there, because I ain't the tallest either. You know what I'm saying?
That's the one thing I hated about concerts.
We would have got you a stepping stool. Don't worry about it.
Nah, the good thing is people, because I was so small, they always let me be in front of them because they didn't care.
Nah, what it was is you were so small, people didn't see you sneaking by them.
Shut up. No.
Y'all, I cannot stress this enough. Get to the concert on time. They started at 8:30. I've never seen a headliner start that early before. Y'all, I was so hyped. This was my 4th Kendrick concert I went to and my second time seeing SZA. I've been a Kendrick fan since 2012 and a SZA fan since Control came out. Kendrick played all of GNX except for Heart Part 6 and GNX, which I know why he didn't play GNX. Even though I'm a GNX writer, I love GNX. I know a lot of people don't like that song. He also played a medley of songs from all of his other albums, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, Black Panther soundtrack, and Mr. Morale. SZA did a good mix too. I want to say it was almost equal between all of her albums. I know she did a lot of Control, SOS, and Lana. And SZA's mic was on. I'm not sure what happened at the Minnesota show. I know some people were saying that they couldn't hear SZA. They were hearing the backing tracks. But in Houston, I could definitely hear SZA singing. Anyways, y'all, the show was a 10 out of 10. Kendrick always puts on a good show, and SZA did amazing as well.
I mean, look how high. Look at y'all. These seats are, man. Look at that. It's all the way up. They're filled all the way up to the rafters, man. They're filled all the way up. That's just insane.
She liked to grab her merch first because them joints definitely did sell out as usual, as she thought. Now, she grabbed the vinyl, which is classic memorabilia because once those joints are gone, they're gone. Then it's only in the people's collection at that point. I liked the Gloria shirts. And did you see the size of that venue? We see the numbers of the capacity, but looking at it from her perspective and all of those people that were there, man, that's crazy. As she said, traffic was crazy. Obviously. Now, I want to point out that she did say she got there. I think the show was starting around 8 or something like that. And he started headlining literally about 8:30 before 9. And if you've been to any concert, you know the main headliner
not until
11 to go last.
Yeah, and they usually come on around 11 o'clock. But the reason why they do that is to keep you there. That's the reason why they have a bunch of opening acts, this, that, and the third. And that's why the main headliner goes last, to keep you there, to keep you engaged, to keep you involved. But for them to start so early,
because they knew
it's different.
All ages event. So babies, grandma, grandpas, we all need to go to bed.
Yeah. So yeah. They wanted to make sure you got your money's worth. And it seems like everybody has so far.
And they got a couple opening acts normally. And then they're like the last to go on with a few songs, right?
I just used a chord progression plugin that should probably be illegal. Some music producers will say that it's cheap.
Dot is not like that. He giving people they money's worth. I think the Houston show average ticket price was like $200. You getting that full $200 worth of show. So in between, SZA doing her thing, people had questions about her mic on the Minneapolis show in the backtrack, but people were saying, hey, her mic was on, live, and cracking on that Houston show. So whatever issues they had, they fixed that right out the gate. So SZA has some nice little dope sets, and it seems like they changed up a set a little bit from city to city. And Dot did his normal show. He did his normal lineup. Some of the old school tracks, some of the new tracks, obviously, Not Like Us, obviously. And they even did some of the Drake featured. Kendrick did Poetic Justice, and SZA did Rich Baby Daddy. So it's not like they afraid to throw in any Drake influence in there, but he also still paid Euphoria as well. So let's not get it confused. This is a show. This is not a Drake hate concert, right? Now, among that great experience my sister just laid out for us, we, of course, got Drake stans. They sitting there creating this narrative with SZA. This one dude jumped on TikTok talking about justice for SZA. Why does SZA need justice? Well, he feels like SZA is getting overlooked on the tour. Now, according to that last woman's account in Houston, they had about equal time on the set. This guy is trying to say, oh, well, people always say it's Kendrick's tour. It's Kendrick doing the show. It's Kendrick Grand National. SZA is rarely mentioned, or if she is mentioned, it's more of an afterthought. It's not like she got full credibility as a co-headliner of the tour.
Hey, justice for SZA, man. SZA out there on tour, you know what I'm saying, with K-Dot, using more of the stage than he's using, putting on the best show that she's capable of putting on, just for the K-Bots to get in my comment section and be like, Kendrick's doing stadiums. Kendrick's the one on tour. Kendrick's doing this and Kendrick's doing that. These the same people that were saying justice for Party Next Door because Drake didn't put him in a music video for a song that he's not even on. But the big up day man, they get on here and act like he on tour by himself. Hey, justice for SZA, man. Hashtag justice for SZA.
Hey, no matter how you feel, people show up for certain people, and half of them were there for SZA, or maybe more of them were there for K-Dot. Doesn't matter. The fact is, did you get your money's worth, and is it a good tour? At the end of the day, like that's going to be the period right there. It's going to be like, hey, it was a good tour. Ain't nobody going to care who, got more shine than the other. Certain areas, they're going to show up for one, and then other areas, they're going to show up for the other one. We all know that, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick, obviously, is, pulling in a crowd right now, because right now he's got a hot record. But then you got SZA that did the hot record with Kendrick. So I don't see how you could sit there and say justice for SZA when they got one of the hottest albums out, tracks out. That Luther.
It's just people.
That Luther's been number one for a long time.
Yep. People just trying to start drama, trying to find problems and issues.
Get out your feelings, man. Get out your feelings, man. Yo, I'm telling you, Walmart running out of tissue for y'all.
No.
Chill out.
Now, I completely disagree with what this dude is saying, although in the beginning, it was some people feeling like Kendrick's status was overshadowing SZA's contributions on the show. But as we've got down to the second date, rolling into the third, that is not being the case with the song selections, and the stage time does not reflect that. Now, people had a little commentary on it with the Super Bowl performance, where Kendrick did a lot of the songs, SZA had like a nice little part. People felt like it wasn't giving her enough time, but that is not the case on the tour.
But here's a difference. Here's the main difference, man, between the two, right?
Yeah.
They're not synonymous. The reason why they're not synonymous because Kendrick was invited to the Super Bowl, just Kendrick.
Yep.
But he put her on as a guest.
Yes.
This right here is both of their, thing.
It's a tour. Yes.
So you can't sit there and compare the two. Bro, they're completely irrelevant.
Exactly.
So what this guy is saying is just Drake bots, Aubrey Angels, looking for something to complain about.
This is not like some machine. I spent all my own money. So every activation that you see, this isn't paid for by a label. This 100% the label of love.
Yo, they collecting all the proceeds, y'all. If they put all of the money into the tour and it's not from a label, they collecting them proceeds 100%. If you putting into that tour, that's your tour. If the label ain't backing it at all, they ain't seeing none of that money. Unless you signed that 3D that 3D deal, and you kind of screwed yourself. But in there, your lawyer should have showed where it's like, well, hey, they ain't just using their money. Y'all gonna back them with it. You know what I'm saying? It's 50-50 on that. But hey, you just never know. Some people don't read the paperwork. You already know.
Now, with all the hype going around the show and all the footage is coming out, what people experience is like, which is mostly all positive, minus the Drake stands. This is what some people are feeling like that haven't bought their tickets yet, that feel like they might want to go ahead and do that.
From all the snippets I've seen on Twitter this morning, the GNX tour looking mighty right, and shit, trying to get my tickets now, you know what I'm saying, see what's up. But the main thing that stuck out to me is that, man, Anita Baker is allowing Kendrick to really, like, use her stuff within this whole thing. It's like, bro,
that's big.
That's massive, because y'all know that Anita don't be fucking with nobody, bro. So,
fact though.
Her fucking with K-Dot, bro, goated, bro. But I'm ready to go see that show, bro. How about y'all?
Now, I like the part he had said about Anita Baker. Anita Baker co-signed and approved her likeness being used with the Kendrick show and song. That's real big because, as he said, Anita Baker don't be f***ing with people like that. So for him to get that approval is all good luck. That's GOAT business right there. Now, to another Kendrick fan's experience, this woman said,
look at that crowd. They just going crazy.
Kendrick and SZA owes me nothing after this show. She loved her experience so much that,
look at that
unlike
crowd,
a Drake show where they're holding up signs talking about pay my mom's bills, Kendrick did none of that. SZA did none of that. And people are still saying, what? They owe me nothing.
I went to the Grand National Tour last night. Let me tell you something. Kendrick and SZA owe me nothing. Y'all owe me nothing, baby. A time was had. Well, let me start off by saying that the mic, okay, SZA's mic, baby, it was on. I don't know about y'all in them other states, but in Houston, she gave us live vocals. And another thing, that man didn't drop my girl. Baby, they stuck the landing.
So far, it seems like the Kendrick Lamar and SZA Grand National Tour is a beyond success. By numbers, by influence, by feedback, all of the above is checking all the boxes so far. Now, mind you, we got about 29 more dates, and they've already probably made like 14 mil so far. So it will definitely probably top over the Big Stepper tour. So we'll see how everything is panning out. In the meantime, put your comments below.
Yo, go check this dude out, man. I really like this. Because what it does is it emphasizes on the people that actually been there and that want to go. So it showed both sides. People that ain't got tickets yet, like us, and we already expressed how we feel about that. And people that actually were at the show. And this is what you actually needed. It was a view of the experience through their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because we was actually able to get a little bit of, just a little piece through their excitement, through the way they were talking. You know what I mean? The way they vocalized themselves, the way that they explained the show, they painted the picture that, hey, this was a dope show to be at. This was the place to be. If you wasn't here, you wasn't living. You know, like they definitely were talking like, you know, they were a part of history. And that right there is a great feeling when you feel like you're a piece of something. You know what I mean? It gives you the,
And then it being worth it, just that period.
You know, because a lot of times, let's be real. Let's keep it a buck. A lot of people go to concerts to see a lot of their, their favorite artists perform. And most of the time it's lackluster. The vocals sound horrible. They just sound horrible. Doesn't sound nothing like the album. Sounds nothing like the record. It sounds like they was playing the record. You know what I'm saying? Like they was over there and they was experiencing it firsthand. So to me, I think, like, to be honest with you, I think this is going to be the biggest selling hip-hop tour ever. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like that. It's already heading towards great numbers, so.
I mean, breaking records and then breaking your own record, that's just diabolical, man.
This definitely going to be their biggest.
That definitely. So what do you think? What do you guys think in the comments? Have any of you guys been there? I'm going to put a post on my community page because I want people to send me footage that they get at the Kendrick Lamar and SZA tour. Yes. We want some footage. We want some live footage. And we'll put up the best ones, you know, the best quality or whatever. Even the ones that, just get some good footage and some good audio, and we'll post them. We'll post them. So we're gonna put that up on the community page. That being said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up, slap that red button.